Hello friends, we are doing some speed decluttering today. I have already got it started. You can probably barely see the bag there hanging, but just in about 5 minutes, I got rid of 30 items in my bathroom alone. And you can tell, like, look, I'll just give you the sneak peek. We're not gonna spend all our time in the bathroom, but I got a lot of stuff, friends, and it's time for it to be gone. Well, hello, my friends. I'm Mary Beth with At What Cost, where simple living and deep faith go hand in hand. And today I am doing some serious speed decluttering because I feel so motivated to do this. And I'll share a couple of reasons why and then how I'm going about doing this. And I'm going to give you an example of how you can do this, even if it's on your own or maybe with another friend who also feels like their house is completely out of control. Now, before we go and get our tracker and get our supplies so that we can get back to the decluttering and start keeping track of some of these things, I want to mention something real quick because this is important for our mindset, okay? So just stick with me here for a minute. We are going to get to the decluttering. This video is geared towards really making a good impact in your home. So we are going to have to talk about numbers and items and getting rid of things and talking about how we can get rid of the most of this or that. But I want to make sure that we address the issue that we can sometimes run into with decluttering, and that is putting too much weight on our stuff and the number of things that we have and how we can get rid of the most of whatever it is. As a believer, we want to keep things in the right alignment. So when we put too much weight on our stuff and we really go hard on the number of items that we are supposed to have, it can ultimately become somewhat of an idol. So it's good for us to have good, healthy competition with ourselves, to really challenge ourselves and to simplify in a way that really does allow space for us to deepen our faith and lower our stress and be able to engage in some of the spiritual disciplines that we maybe don't have the opportunity to because we are so consumed with our stuff all of the time. We want to bring things into the right alignment. But if we focus too much on the stuff, if we don't make these things kind of a short burst where we are really focusing on decluttering and we're challenging ourselves and we're encouraging ourselves and we're setting goals, if we don't make those short bursts, it very quickly can become an idol as part of our simplifying journey to really monitor the number of things that we have. So keep that in mind as we are going through this, that this idea of getting rid of the most stuff and the highest number that you can and really pushing yourself, this is meant to be a short burst to help bring us back into alignment with Christ. This is not meant to be the end all be all and the highest thing that we can achieve in our decluttering is to have the least amount of things. That's not bringing things back into right alignment. Now let's work on getting our supplies and getting ready for this big decluttering of my clothes. I am so ready to get rid of these things. The first thing that I need to do is I need to start keeping a tally sheet of the number of items that I'm getting rid of. So I'm gonna hop into canva.com, which is so easy to make printables and things like this. I am also going to have a printable available on our website, so that if you want to declutter along with this and keep track of the number of items that you're getting rid of, then you can do that, and I will happily have that available for us. This is a great place to start with something kind of already done, and I don't have to... Do you hear my dog barreling down the stairs? What are you doing? Did you take something? He has been stealing the boys' stuffed animals, which probably means it's time for us to get rid of stuffed animals too. So I have my habit tracker made. By the time you guys get it, it's gonna be pretty. I'm just like trying to get going this morning. So I'm printing that off. I have already decluttered some things because there was kind of like a timed event that was happening and I was decluttering through that. So I'm going to check off the things that I already have and then we're gonna head back upstairs and try and get rid of some clothes that I'm just not wearing anymore. And that's kind of our goal today, is to finish out and check off as many things as I can on this list and declutter as many items as I can, as fast as I can. And then we're going to talk a little bit about why this kind of helps to motivate us and how you can maybe do this with a friend. Oh, I almost got a full row there, or full column. Super pumped. Okay, let's head back upstairs and get back to work. Let me tell you a little bit about how this is gonna work while I am decluttering my clothes. And my kids are getting home from swimming too with my mom, and so it's about to get real loud in here. So buckle up, Buttercup. So things like old toothbrushes, makeup that I'm not using, old undies, you know, the ones that like, it's time. Things like that are so super easy to throw away. They require almost no thought, and you really can get a good bang for your buck doing those things. Okay, so why does this work so well? It works for a couple of reasons. When we have a sense of urgency, we tend to kind of rise to the occasion. Our body has some chemical reactions, you know, that fight or flight kind of moment that really helps to get our blood pumping, and it gives us these feelings of just like wanting to dive in. Hey, Gunner, come. Especially if we take a few minutes to prepare for it. So things like printing off the tracker to keep track of how many things you're getting rid of, the trash bags to be prepared. You have all of this anticipation up to the event. And then it's like when the buzzer rings and it's time to go, you're just ready to go. And your body knows what to do, and you can kind of ride some of that adrenaline momentum into decluttering. It also gives us somewhat of a time period. We know that we can't declutter our entire homes in a day, but what if we could just very almost, I don't want to say frantic because that feels bad, but just in a very quick and efficient way, grab the things that are just no-brainers. And sometimes when we get into decluttering, we think that there are just all of these things. We go into a drawer and we want to declutter the entire drawer, and so we want to finish the project. We know we're going to have trash. We know we're going to have kind of those no-brainer items, and then we have things that we're going to have to think about a little bit more. And so we anticipate that just doing that one section is going to be, tedious. But when we're going through and really trying to get as much done as quickly as we can get it done, if I have to think about an item, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just going to grab the things that I know that I don't have to think about. That little last bit of hand lotion that has been hanging out in the back of the cabinet that I kind of almost forgot about until I got down and looked into the cabinet all the way, saw it, and now I know I'm not going to use that. Why do I know that? Because I have 4 others now that have replaced it. So those kinds of things that we can just grab and go really helps to keep the momentum going. And it really is kind of like exercising a muscle. So when you do get to those things that require a little bit more thought, you're already feeling the motivation, and it's much easier to let those things go. Okay, so these are the ones out of the closet that I just don't reach for. I hate it too because this one's almost brand new. I only wore it a couple of times, but the fit is just not good. And then, okay, so all of those jeans fit, those shorts fit. There's another pair of shorts. Those all fit. I wear those. Those fit. These could go in the trash. They're a little worn. And then I've just got some pajamas. So I did, if you watched my last decluttering, when I did a big decluttering, it's been a while, but I wanted to go to these all slimline velvet hangers and get rid of the plastic ones, which I, for the most part, did. I do have a couple mixed in here, but I just got rid of some things off of hangers, and I think that's going to free up space for me to go back and get rid of some of these plastic hangers. I think that pretty well covers it with my clothes. So how can you do this with a friend? There is definitely strength in numbers. And we know God made us for fellowship. Fellowship is an essential part of the Christian life. It's not just meant to be in things like Bible studies or sharing meals, but we really are meant to share in life with one another. And so having a good, trusted friend who can declutter alongside of you, whether it's virtually or if you're in the same room, decluttering each other's rooms together, or even if it's just coming up with a list and shooting for a number, seeing who can get there the fastest, and then checking in with each other at the end of the day and seeing, what were you able to get rid of? How many things, or how long did it take you? It can really be motivating to know that somebody else is in the fight with you. So I will have some printables that you can get to. I will link them in the description below, but a tracker and just a list of items that you can consider for decluttering. So you can tell that it has been a busy week when I get to the end of the video and I'm editing it and I realize that I never actually said goodbye. So thank you so much for watching, and until I see you again, keep fighting the good fight.